how to master Facebook Messenger. Okay, how to master Facebook Messenger. And what do I mean by master Facebook Messenger? And I did say in the title, how to close more people using Facebook Messenger, how to get more sales and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is you can't close people in Facebook Messenger. You cannot recruit somebody and you cannot acquire a new product user or customer if you don't first learn to master the fundamentals of how to use Facebook Messenger. And the 3 fundamental steps to using Facebook Messenger, which are how to get somebody into Messenger to have a conversation, what to say while you are inside of Facebook Messenger, and how to get them off Messenger in the form of a new prospect, customer, distributor, someone who's open to talking to you, someone who's willing to look, somebody who generally has an interest in listening to what you've got to say. Okay, so let's just for now stop trying to seek the magic formula to get someone to go, yes, I'll be a customer, yes, I'll be a distributor. It doesn't work like that. You have to learn to master the art of using Facebook Messenger. That way you're more likely to get people to that kind of place, okay? And I think part of the problem is so many people are looking for the secret cookie cutter. So many people they spend their life searching for the magic line or script to get somebody to switch or to convert or to be a product user or to join your business. And there's nothing. It doesn't exist. Anyone who tries to sell you on that notion is blagging you. It doesn't exist. You've just got to learn to be better at using Messenger and getting people turned on to the idea of talking to you. If you can do that, then you are going to end up closing more people, if that makes sense. Okay? So the best way for me to explain this is to talk about the 3 stages, all right? So the 3 stages of Messenger, okay? Which actually fundamentally are very, very simple. Number 1, get them in, okay? Number 2, this is going to sound really rude. This is going to sound really rude, and I don't mean it to sound rude. Turn them on. And 3, get them off. There's no way I can make that sound non-rude, okay? Jenny, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing lots of stuff and it's going, Jenny's watching, Jenny's watching, Jenny's watching, Jenny's watching. I don't know what buttons you're pressing, Jenny, but, watch those buttons. Yeah, exactly. So, number 1, get them in. Get them in. Turn them on. Okay? And then get them off. All right? Yes, all right, it's going to be an X-rated show again. I get that, okay? It is going to be an X-rated show. But not on my part. It's how you interpret it, okay? You're not too young for it, don't worry. Okay? But really, that is it. You've got to get them inside of Messenger. You've got to turn them on to the idea of what it is that you do. Okay? Now, here's the problem with people. People generally aren't interested in you. What they're interested in is you being interested in what they've got to say. That's the trick, okay? And then number 3, get them off. And what do I mean by get them off? Actually, do you know what? Maybe that should say get them out. Because your job is to get people off Messenger and into your customer or distributor funnel. You don't want to be having a conversation with somebody forever about your products and services and your business. So you do want to get them off. You want to get them off Messenger. And you want to get them into your pay line. You want to get them into your product list. You want to get them into your prospect list. You want them to get into your Rolodex. You want them to get into your contacts book with their number. That's what you don't want to spend your whole life just gabbing with someone inside of Messenger. There's no money there. Okay, you're in this business to make money. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, hashtag makes sense. So get them in, turn them on, get them off. There's got to be a song there. Right, so let's talk about how you do that. So, number one, let's talk about how we get somebody inside of Facebook Messenger, okay? Now, there's two ways. So the first thing that you've got to ask yourself, and this is where everyone's going wrong, because right now I'm getting so many messages from people that are spammy and unsolicited, okay? Now, here's the thing. You shouldn't send unsolicited messages, okay? So when we're talking about get them in, okay? You cannot send somebody an unsolicited message. That is not going to cut it, all right? Now, when I say unsolicited, and I've mentioned this before, because it confused some people, an unsolicited message is a message that somebody wouldn't want to receive. A solicited message is something that somebody would want to receive. So the best way to determine what an unsolicited message is to ask yourself, would I want to receive that? Ask yourself, because here's the problem. When people send unsolicited messages, what they don't realise is they're actually sending messages that they themselves wouldn't want to receive. Why? Because the leaders, the poor leaders in their company and a lot of their institutions are saying, do you know what? Everybody needs and wants what you've got. Go and send 20 messages a day because everybody needs it. And that is not true. It's a lie. People don't need and want what you have. Not when you tell them. They do when, it suits them, but not just because you send them a direct message. Okay? So here's the thing. An unsolicited message is a message out of the blue where you're pitching somebody on your products and services. Why? People don't want to receive that. Ask yourself this. Do you enjoy receiving messages from people pitching you on their business or their products and services? Do you enjoy it? Do you like it? Do you want it? I want all of you to ask yourself this question. Do you like somebody out of the blue to send you a message, okay, pitching you on their business or their products and services? The answer is no, you don't. So if you do that to somebody else, same rules still apply. They don't want to receive that. That's an unsolicited message, all right? So, how do we make it solicited? So, and I like this because it's very easy. So how do we send a message, okay, that somebody would want to receive? There's two ways, okay? You do it through creation and curation. Okay? You do it through content creation and content curation. That means this. A message should only be sent to an individual by you if they have responded to some content that you've created. You said, hey, is anybody trying a new diet at the moment and it's not working? I'd love to hear from you. Yes, I am. Cool. Would it be okay if I PM'd you? So, you can only message somebody if you have created content and people have responded positively. Those of you who watch me frequently know that I often create market research posts for the services that I offer. Okay? And people are giving me permission. Yes, David, I've expressed an interest in your content. Of course, you can send me a message. I've got permission. Second way is curation. So when you're curating content, that means you're not creating it yourself. You are going to collect and get other people's content. So you're going to find other people's content, okay? You're going to engage with that content, and then you are going to message somebody about that piece of content that they've posted in a positive way, okay? hey, I was in the Grapety Grape group. I loved that comment you made about the grapes. It was brilliant. It really, really inspired me, etc., etc. What are your thoughts on X, Y, Z? Okay. Now, in both cases, okay, you're going to make the first message about them. Okay? So this goes down to now part 2. Okay? Turn them on. How do you turn somebody on? The best way to turn somebody on is not to talk about yourself. Okay? Is to show a real interest in them. Show a real interest in them. Okay? And you've got to be sincere about it. Okay? There's nothing sexy about talking about yourself all the time. People don't like it. Okay? Jenny Garlic, I do not know what you're doing, but your phone is going crazy this evening. Okay? So let's say that somebody has responded to some content that you have created. Okay? And they've invited you to PM them. Okay? You have to make that first message about them. That means that you don't start a big soliloquy or monologue about all your product information, the pH balances, the discount offers, and all that nasty stuff that people do not use to make decisions, okay? People make decisions based on emotion, not data. No one gives a shit about the pH balances and stuff, okay? Sorry to swear, but they don't, okay? So the first thing you want to do is ask them about them. Thank you for replying to my comments. Sorry to hear you're having this problem, or let me know what's up. What made you respond? What can I do for you? What's the problem? How can I help? Yeah? So what you have to do is make message 1 about them. Because what that will do, more often than not, that will make you stand out from 99% of the other people who've been directly messaging them about their product. You know, the biggest problem that we have in the world today is distraction. It's distraction. And the only way to combat distraction is to stand out from all the noise. So if people are getting 30 messages a week with people pitching them, if you just come in and be different and you listen to them, you're going to stand out. So you're making it about them. When you reach out to someone because of a great piece of content that they have created, again, you're making it about them. Hey Sally, I've just been in the work from home group, or the bikers group, or the rock and roll group. I noticed, or the teacher parent association group. Noticed you created that piece of content. It really resonated with me. Thank you for sharing it. I can't wait to see some more of your content. Feel free to check out mine. Get a conversation going. But again, that first message is about them. And think about it. Wouldn't you like to receive that message? If you noticed a piece of content and you replied to it because you were interested, and then the person asked you for permission, and then they asked you what's going on and how they can serve and help you, you would want to receive that information. You would want to receive that. What about if you created a really good piece of content and someone reached out to you and said that piece of content really inspired them and they're looking forward to seeing more of your content? You would want to receive that. It would turn you on, okay, for want of a better expression, yeah? So now you've got that person's interest. Because if you take an interest in other people, they will take an interest in you, okay? They will take an interest in you. Now, of course, if you're trying to close somebody into purchasing your services or your products or to join your business, then of course it's a much quicker, much easier method here, okay? Because these people have passively reached out to you because of something you've done. They have a need, a want, a desire, or a pain based on your content. So it's probably going to be easier here to get someone turned on to the idea of checking out a link or checking out a brochure or checking out a video, because these guys essentially, okay, have reached out to you, yeah? But what you've got to do is you've got to make sure you make it all about them first, so you can actually find out what their real problem is and their real needs are. That way you can point them in the right direction of the right tool or the right exposure or the right product. It's very hard to put a prospect in front of the right information if you haven't listened to them in the first place. If you don't know what somebody does for a living, it's going to make it really hard. You need to know about their situation, okay? So if you're so... let me tell you this, right? One of the worst mistakes when you are engaged in one-on-one conversation inside of Messenger is a desperate need to get a link to somebody, okay? It's like they cannot wait to get a link in front of you. You've got to hold back. You've got to hold back, because once you send somebody to your link, essentially you've lost them, unless they've really asked for it and they're really sold on the idea. So you've got to keep making it about them and talking about them as much as possible until they agree to look at whatever exposure you want them to have a look at. The problem is, so many people are in such a rush, some so much so that they're including links and company information in the first message, which doesn't work. Okay? So this is easier. This is easier. So get them in. Turn them on by making it about them. Use the PES technique. Problem, evidence, solution. Tell me what your problem is. Here's my evidence. I've got people like you who I've helped. Solution, can I send you a link to have a look? PES, I call it PES, and I teach this all the time. That's the best way to get them off, okay? So once you've made it about them, you found out that they're, maybe a single parent, they're a teaching assistant, they're looking for extra income, or they're looking to lose weight, or they're looking to do this, or they're looking to do that. Once you've done that, problem, evidence, solution. So you can say, right, okay, well look, I've got the evidence, I've helped a lot of people like you, here's the solution, would you like to just take a look at this brochure or this video, it might help. You do that, that's how you get them off Messenger, looking at your business and your third-party tools, which is what you want to do. Now over here, it's slightly different, okay? Because they are not reaching out to you because of what you've got, okay? You're reaching out to them. That means the process of getting them off will take longer. It will take a bit more of an investment on your part. But what you ideally want to do here is two things. Number one, okay, when you compliment somebody on their content, okay, and you want to find out a little bit more about them, number one, you've got to be very, very sincere. But by doing this, what's going to happen is they're going to land in your newsfeed. They're going to end up in your newsfeed. And they're going to be looking at your content anyway. So two things can happen. By simply doing this, by simply reaching out to somebody and complimenting them on their post, on their content, they are going to fall over here. Okay, they're going to start seeing your content so that hopefully they can reach out to you, okay? Because that's ideally what you want. The other way that you can do it is that you can take so much of an interest in them that they ask you what it is you do, okay? So you're moving them over to here so that you can passively market to them, and this is what will happen. Or you can take so much interest in them that they ask you about you. Okay, so get people asking you about your situation. That will only happen when you've paid attention to them. And when they do, all you do is you share your story. Okay, we still live in a world where we're the only industry, we're the only profession where we don't know what to say to someone when they ask us what I do. Oh, do I tell them I'm in network marketing or direct sales? Or do I tell them that I help people make an extra part-time income? Or do I help people say I help people with health and nutrition? No, you don't say any of those things because it sounds lame, right? And people have heard it. You have to tell a pivot story. When people ask me what I do, I say, well, look, I used to be a teacher. Did it for a few years, worked my way up the ladder really quickly. I had an unfortunate experience, decided that I was going to come out of it. Then one day, one of my friends was, he contacted me. He said that he just started up a new business helping people do this. He showed it to me, loved it. I got involved. That was about 10 years ago. And now I've got a successful business with, X amount of customers, and I'm living the life of my dreams. Got a lot of time freedom. We're just working 5 to 10 hours a week now, so I can balance that around my family. And that's how I share my story with people. But everyone's like, oh, what do I say? Do I tell them in network marketing and direct sales, and I help people with cosmetic issues and da, da, da. No, you don't do that because it sounds lame. All right? Tell them your story. What you want to do with these people is start telling them your story. And the good thing is you'll cover both bases because they'll fall into your news feed, okay? Even if they're not interested. Because by the way, some people won't be interested in you. Human beings are generally only interested in what you can do for them, all right? But the good thing about that is they may ask you what you do because they'll be like, what can this person do for me? Okay, this person's complimenting me, okay? It's all about me because that's what people are like. What can this person do for me? What can they offer me? Okay, I should find out what they do, okay? So what is it you do? Share your story before, what happened to make you join your company, and your lifestyle now. Now, if you're really smart, you'll find out what they do for a living. Because if you find out what they do for a living, then you can kind of create that fear of missing out. If someone tells you they're a secretary or a classroom assistant or an artist, you can say, look, we've got quite a lot of artists, we've got quite a lot of people like you who are actually part of our business. Some of them are actually doing well. If you've got 2 minutes, I'd love you to take a look. That's all you have to do to get people to look. It's not difficult, but you've got to invest time in giving your prospect or giving your new connection the platform. Okay? You've got to. Sending 20 messages a day about your business, it doesn't work. It'll kill you, kill your reach, kill your company, kill your brand. Okay? It simply doesn't work. Yet it still amazes me that people continue to do it. It's insane. Yeah? And I know who the company, and I know who the word, I mean, obviously, this is a generic training and we never call anyone out and we never humiliate anyone. And we don't do that because I don't accept it. I won't put up with it on my wall. But what I will say is that there are certain industries and certain companies, and please don't use this thread to vent because I'll just have to delete it if you do. But, what I will tell you is that there are certain companies and certain industries that are awful, absolutely awful, and have clearly had no training on how to connect with people correctly. In fact, I feel like sometimes ringing these companies and the CEO and saying, look, do you want me to come and train you because, your agents, your reps, your distributors are killing you. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Look, at the end of the day, you're all smart. You know who the offenders are because it kind of lands in your inbox. So you guys know. Yeah? So just to kind of summarize here, okay, 3 stages. Get them in. How do we do that? How do we get people in? Okay? Well, creation or curation. We create content that people like and engage with. Once they like and comment on it, as long as it's a kind of business or marketing relating posts, okay, you've got them, okay. Do I have permission? Sure. Problem, evidence, solution. Then you can get them looking at your link. The other option is curation, which is sometimes easier for people, particularly if you've not got a lot of influence, particularly if you don't consider yourself to be very good at creating that kind of content which attracts people. You can go after particular groups and look for really good content, big people up, compliment them, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, again, make it about them, take an interest in them, find out about them. and then they'll go into your newsfeed. They'll start seeing your content marketing, and hopefully when the time is right, reach out to you. Failing that, hopefully you can get them to a point where they actually ask you what you do, and if you do, you can share your story. It's the mechanics of it are really quite simple, but you can't be impatient. There's too many people out there, particularly younger distributors, younger reps who they get bored easily, they're impatient, they want everything quickly, so they just want to ram those products and that business down people's throats. But it doesn't work, and they burn out, and it's and all we've got to do is train people to do it correctly. And like I said, if you're experiencing problems in your channel, in your business, or whatever, when this comes to an end, your CEO, your team leaders, whoever, you can always reach out to me. And when it's safe and legal to do so, I'm always happy to come along, do some team trainings, do a bit of motivation, and kind of go through this stuff with you properly if you feel that the culture of your business needs a little bit of changing, needs a little bit of turning around. Sometimes it's better when you can come and eyeball people and tell them face to face what they need to be doing. So I hope you found that useful this evening. Hope you got some value, hope you took some notes. Hope that you guys are going to go and put that into practice as well. If you do have success with any of the things that I've taught you, do feel free to reach out to me. Let me know, okay? I always love to hear your success stories. I'm going to take this thing off in a minute because it's hurting my arm. I'm always really excited to hear your success stories. 90 people still on. That's really, do you know what, guys? That's a real testament to you. 90 people still on. You're still here, still holding your attention, still taking notes, still commenting, and that's awesome. Yeah? Look at that. Even the numbers are going up. And we've been on here a while. Yeah? Cool. Excellent. Well, look, I'm not going to keep you anymore because I know many of you have got to kind of go off and do what you need to do with your families and your loved ones and all that kind of stuff. But as always, I really appreciate you guys coming out this evening to come and get some knowledge. Hopefully you'll put this into practice. I am here for you if you need me. You know where I am. And I will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time. So take care. Good evening. Go tell the world and rock it. All right, guys, take care. See you soon. Bye now.